Welcome back to the Oracles of Wealth, your premier daily cosmic guide to financial success. Today is Thursday, May 28, 2026, and we have entered the high-voltage territory of Day 6 of our wealth portal, the peak frequency surge. The Gemini Sun is operating at maximum intensity this morning as the S&P 500 prints an unprecedented record high of 7,519, supercharged by a massive $150 billion Nvidia chip-making expansion. Furthermore, the fresh first quarter FDIC report reveals bank net income has skyrocketed to $80 billion. One yet beneath this corporate gloss, a massive Bloomberg report reveals extreme centralization, exposing that just 9 whale wallets control over half of the $8 billion Polymarket prediction grid. 2. Retail sentiment is deadlocked in an absolute standstill ahead of tomorrow morning's explosive Federal Reserve PCE inflation data release. Let's decode your exact 60-second trajectory and daily lucky numbers. Aries, Day 6 of the portal unleashes a massive wave of velocity directly inside your third house of short-term commerce and localized transactions. The macro data reveals a blistering semiconductor rally pushing tech infrastructure to historic highs, mirroring your natural urge to pioneer new commercial frontiers. However, the extreme retail standstill ahead of tomorrow's PCE inflation print means you must not gamble on consumer hype today. Follow the path of major corporate hardware developers instead of chasing volatile retail shadows. Your explicit financial ritual today is to lock in a concrete partnership or optimize your primary digital asset framework. Move your capital with absolute institutional precision, filter out the market panic, and position your pipeline ahead of the midweek liquidity shifts. Your enterprise is your ultimate weapon. Your lucky numbers are 4, 13, 22. Taurus, the cosmic frequencies are focusing intense energy directly onto your second house of liquid capital and material net worth architectures. The newly released first quarter FDIC banking profile shows a staggering $80 billion industry net income, proving that institutional wealth systems are aggressively stacking reserves despite tightening margins. You must copy this exact defensive fortress strategy inside your private banking accounts today before tomorrow's economic numbers shake the grid. Your explicit financial ritual today is to execute a strict line-by-line verification of your active liquid reserves and move a designated percentage into high-yield paper or low-risk treasury holdings. Do not let the retail crowd's cautious hesitation stall your building momentum. Fortify your vault baseline, anchor your assets in certainty, and compound your wealth in total silence. Your lucky numbers are 5, 14, 23. Gemini, the sun is generating maximum voltage inside your first house of personal identity, but the macro landscape demands a highly calculated operational boundary today. Retail investment boards are completely paralyzed in an exhausted standstill ahead of tomorrow's core inflation release, leaving the open markets highly vulnerable to immediate whale manipulation. You must use your supreme intellectual agility to step out of the public line of fire and capture institutional value directly. Your explicit financial ritual today is to bypass the retail noise entirely and pitch a premium B2B package or formalize a structural joint venture contract with a high net worth partner. Avoid marketing to the general public today, instead, go where the massive chip-fueled liquidity is actively concentrating. Command your authority, secure your signature, and scale. Your lucky numbers are 3, 12, 21. Cancer, while the public financial platforms scream with anxiety over the upcoming Federal Reserve data, your true wealth leverage is operating completely behind closed doors. On-chain metrics reveal massive institutional scale accumulation occurring silently, with major wallets absorbing hundreds of millions in foundational digital assets while the public retail crowd panics and liquidates. You must execute your wealth building with this exact level of elite, quiet discretion this morning. Your explicit financial ritual today is to quietly update your private security encryptions, isolate your core capital reserves, and entirely disconnect your portfolio from any volatile, over-leveraged joint accounts. Do not seek external validation or public feedback for your economic choices. Insulate your private sanctuary, trust your radar, and watch your assets multiply in absolute silence. Your lucky numbers are 2, 11, 20. Cancer, while the public financial platforms scream with anxiety over the upcoming Federal Reserve data, your true wealth leverage is operating completely behind closed doors. On-chain metrics reveal massive institutional scale accumulation occurring silently, with major wallets absorbing hundreds of millions in foundational digital assets while the public retail crowd panics and liquidates. You must execute your wealth building with this exact level of elite, quiet discretion this morning. Your explicit financial ritual today is to quietly update your private security encryptions, isolate your core capital reserves, and entirely disconnect your portfolio from any volatile, over-leveraged joint accounts. Do not seek external validation or public feedback for your economic choices. Insulate your private sanctuary, trust your radar, and watch your assets multiply in absolute silence. Your lucky numbers are 2, 11, 20. Virgo, your exceptional gift for deep systemic analysis is your supreme financial armor during today's high-stakes market standstill. The fresh banking reports show a subtle 8 basis point drop in industry net interest margins, revealing a microscopic corporate layout shift that the mainstream financial media is entirely overlooking. This microdata variance directly impacts your 10th house of career legacy and professional execution. Your explicit financial ritual today is to run a ruthless audit of your operational overhead, streamline your automated workflow tracking, and eliminate every single piece of administrative drag. As the broader retail consumer grid prepares for a major inflation reality check, your empire must operate at peak efficiency. Eliminate the waste, optimize your tools, and prepare for a career upgrade. Your lucky numbers are 7, 16, 25. Libra, the Day 6 planetary transits mandate that you permanently abandon short-term local anxieties and aggressively adopt a comprehensive global framework. The extreme centralization revealed in the prediction markets, where just 9 wallets control half of an $8 billion network, proves that localized retail systems are completely vulnerable to sudden manipulation. Your 9th house of international markets and cross-border commerce is fully active today. Your explicit financial ritual today is to dedicate an hour to deeply researching foreign currency-backed logistics or international asset diversification models. Expand your geographic exposure immediately to immunize your capital against domestic inflation shocks. Balance your internal scales by looking far across the border. The global wealth is waiting. Broaden your horizon and claim your share. Your lucky numbers are 6, 15, 24. Scorpio, you are the absolute master of extracting massive fortunes from centralized market manipulation, and today's whale revelations drop you directly into your native element. The news that an ultra-elite concentration of just 9 prediction wallets is controlling billions of dollars exposes a massive structural arbitrage window inside your 8th house of passive wealth systems. Your explicit financial ritual today is to dive aggressively into the raw microdata of your contracts, staking pools, or joint venture accounts. Locate the specific hidden clause or liquidity gap that the exhausted, deadlocked public has completely overlooked. Move with absolute discretion, ignore the mainstream media narratives, and quietly secure the bag in total silence while the generic crowd stands completely frozen. Lucky numbers 9, 18, 27. Sagittarius, the cosmic portal is accelerating directly across your 7th house of strategic business alliances and legal contractual foundations today. With the broader trading crowd locked in a tense, frozen standstill ahead of the Federal Reserve's inflation print, you must realize that casual handshakes are a massive operational liability. Your explicit financial ritual today is to establish ironclad, non-negotiable legal boundaries regarding your professional time and capital assets. Refuse to advance any commercial project without signed documentation and a verified deposit in place. Demand absolute structural clarity from your working partners, and ensure all financial milestones are put in writing. The portal promises explosive compounding growth, but only if your legal foundations are bulletproof. Protect your signature. Your lucky numbers are 8, 17, 26. Capricorn, you cannot scale a massive global financial empire if your daily operational mechanics remain bound to outdated digital systems. The live market data shows corporate titans executing $150 billion capital allocations to expand physical chip manufacturing infrastructure, proving that massive automation drives the elite tiers of enterprise. Today, the planetary transits target your 6th house of administrative efficiency and daily workflows. Your explicit financial ritual today is to implement a rigid, computerized cash flow tracking tool or completely automate a tedious daily administrative task. By entirely stripping away your operational drag today, you instantly unlock the mental bandwidth required to execute major physical capital plays later this week. Structure is your premium currency, build it now. Your lucky numbers are 8, 17, 26. Aquarius, a high-voltage surge of visionary brilliance is electrifying your 5th house of speculative assets and digital branding today. On-chain network trackers have just flagged multi-million-dollar whale wallet transfers moving through decentralized protocols, showing that the core architecture of alternative finance is actively positioning for a major move. The cosmos is handing you a clear green light to break completely free from traditional economic models. Your explicit financial ritual today is to draft a comprehensive risk model or technical data blueprint for an unconventional, technology-driven asset concept. Do not gamble blindly under this transit. Back your unique genius with hard empirical numbers. Innovate systematically today, map your parameters, and collect your returns. Your lucky numbers are 4, 13, 22. Pisces, your primary cosmic directive today remains absolute domestic security and foundational asset insulation. The current retail market standstill ahead of tomorrow's PCE inflation release proves that smart money is retreating into defensive, highly secure cash positions, showcasing a clear macro shift toward absolute financial safety. Before you deploy capital into the open market, your private sanctuary must be fully protected. Your fourth house of real estate and core structural assets is holding the heaviest protective charge today. Your explicit financial ritual today is to execute a physical security upgrade to your property or transition a portion of capital into an untouchable vault. Block out the external market anxiety, ground your energy, and watch your assets compound in complete peace. Your lucky numbers are 2, 11, 20. If your birthday is today, Thursday, May 28th, you are stepping directly into a spectacular year of strategic pivoting and massive asset restructuring. Born in the heart of Gemini season, your next 12 months will be entirely defined by commercial adaptability, high-level networking, and the aggressive activation of multiple physical revenue streams. The universe is explicitly commanding you to permanently shatter any remaining reliance on a single, fragile paycheck. This year, your rapid cognitive processing is your highest value asset, and you will find incredible success by connecting technological automation with physical enterprise. Trust your sharp intellect to identify emerging global economic trends long before the general public, build unyielding legal and operational foundations, and watch your net worth multiply rapidly over the next 12 months. That completes your daily financial horoscope and Day 6 portal coordinates for Thursday, May 28, 2026. The peak frequency surge is officially live, and your willingness to adapt today determines your financial altitude tomorrow when the massive PCE inflation numbers hit the wire. To lock your accounts into today's wealth frequency and support our community, drop your sun sign and your lucky numbers in the comments below with the word dual. If you are ready to stay one step ahead of the institutional money shifts, hit that subscribe button right now, turn on your daily notifications, and I will see you tomorrow morning for the massive Day 7 data release.